A fault is a weakness, a defect, a fracture. Faults divide, tear, and consume. Here in the city of Chester's Chasm, we struggle to maintain that precarious balance over the precipice in the earth, in our lives, and in our hearts. This story is about 4 teenagers with faults of their own.
The fault between my faith and freedom.
The fault between my family and identity.
The fault between my life and death.
The fault between my guilt and revenge.
As these fractures grow, we stand at the edge and ask, what must we sacrifice to sate the void's endless hunger? Is it possible that the answer lies within all our faults? Greetings, and welcome to All Our Faults, a Monster Hearts 2 actual play podcast by the Tabletop Talespinners Network. I am your hostess and MC, Mistress Winter. If you've been listening to the show for a while, you'll know that I've taken to rambling a bit in these introductions. I just want you to know that I appreciate you indulging my need to vent my feelings on the state of my or the world's affairs. I hope that in some small part it's helpful so that you don't feel alone in whatever you may be experiencing. If not, then just tell me, get to the story, Winter! Either way, I'm grateful to you. Speaking of the story, we rejoin our teens after their very strange morning in school. Michael's encounter with Barbara left him wondering what strangeness the yearbook editor-in-chief was exhibiting. Crispin made covert moves to get Sera to back down after Saline received a pointed threat in her textbook. But it was Scarlet who suggested the girls meet during lunch to discuss how they could help each other. After second period, Sera approached Solomon and, to his surprise, asked him out on a date. There are no content warnings for this episode. Shoutouts and thank yous after the show. Chapter 28. The Specter of Allegiance. So many things happened during lunch. Seems to be the crux of the day. So, Saline, after your encounter with Marina, you will hurry off to the art room and find Scarlet waiting there for you.
That's not freaky at all.
Scarlet is examining some paintings and portraiture that have a very wide range of skill. Mostly terrible, because, teenagers.
It can't all be talented like Saline. Abby's actually terrible at visual art.
She has, though, stopped on one in particular. One of yours. What is it?
To the average viewer, a normal person, it just looks like some sort of fantasy painting. But for Saline, it is a painting of her father's gardens. And farther into the painting, there are figures walking. One is clearly a taller male. One is a shorter female, looks to be a child. The child does not have silver hair. She's not that obvious. Actually would have probably darker hair. But if anyone who knows Saline and knows her story would be like, oh, that's like you, and Michael would probably clock it. It's like, that's you and your dad you talked to me about. But to anyone else, it just looks kind of like this, very ethereal fantasy painting. Because, things are clearly, Tolkien-esque, very high fantasy vibes of this painting. But things are also kind of distorted. It's very, colors blend into each other. It's, vaguely impressionist vibes.
She's studying it very intently when you come in. Very advanced. With enough practice, could rival the greats.
Nice of you to say. Saline is very thrown off by Scarlet.
It feels very personal, private.
I'd say most of what I paint or draw is.
She turns to you away from the painting. The skirts of her Victorian-esque wear, or rustling. You are in danger. There are forces that are spinning around you, and you are in the eye of it.
I don't know what you're talking about. And Saline is getting increasingly unnerved.
I want to help, but I fear that my help will only draw the danger closer.
We're alone in the art room. Can I see anybody passing the art room in the hallways or anything? Any straggler students heading to lunch? Yeah, do I see anybody passing the art room?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna walk up to the doors and just lock them. Step close to Scarlet, but definitely kind of cross my arms. Yes, defensively, but it's more to protectively hold myself. I need you to explain what you mean and what you know and how right now.
Isn't it strange? Crispin has changed. Newfound confidence. His intimidation.
I don't see what that has to do with what you're telling me about myself, though.
Crispin is change. No matter how he presents it as benevolent, is a threat.
Well, yeah, I've picked up on that.
Oh, good that you are aware of that. You have also drawn the ire of Sera and those who follow her, increasing the threat exponentially.
I'm not afraid of Sera.
I say that because if Crispin and Sera were to combine their forces, we would all be in danger.
No answers. I'm gonna need you to back up and explain some things. What does that mean? And how do you know about these things?
I can only say I was a friend of Bert's. Her eyes flicker to the ring that you still wear.
Can I gaze into the abyss to see what she is? If she's a Reaper or something else entirely? That's dark, right? 7. So I'm asking the abyss, is she a Reaper or is she something else? And then I would also like to use my move, The Dark is Coming, because I rolled a 7. I would like to ask the abyss one question about someone following or hunting me. And I would like to ask, who is the bigger threat, Crispin or Sera Paisley?
Okay, to the first. Bringing your attention to the ring, you notice that there's a slight energy to it, almost like a vibration in Scarlet's presence that you haven't felt before. And peering over her, among her finery, all the different rings that she wears, chokers, necklaces, there is a rosary that she wears almost with every outfit, now that you take notice of it. And instead of a cross at its end, it is a skull. To the second, between Crispin and Sera, you get a sense of equal but opposing forces. But based on your previous experiences, Crispin is the bigger threat.
Damn. Okay. After tapping into what little Fey magic I have, I guess probably revitalized a little bit by punching a hole into the portal and grasping the Fey realm with my fingertips, I'm gonna come back into myself and just stare at her, and I'll narrow my eyes a bit and just... So I'm guessing you know what I am?
I do not. I get the sense that you are still part of the cycle, but 1 foot out, and I'm not sure why that is. I do not know why. She motions out of the room, vaguely in Crispin, Sera's direction, why you have captured their attention, but the danger remains the same.
Well, we can add them to the list of people/things that are hunting me down. You said you can help me. Wow.
Keep at least one threat from finding you, temporarily, if you are to do something for me.
What would be that something?
I need you to bring Crispin back into the fold.
And I don't wanna. Saline does not say.
The loss of your friendship has contributed to changing of sides.
I'm not the one who gave up my friendship with him. That was him. He called me a monster and walked away.
I did not say you were at fault.
What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to fix that?
She fixed you with a hard, intense stare. However you can. The very world may depend on it.
So what threat can you take care of then? If I'm going to be focusing all my energy on somehow trying to make Crispin understand that I don't even know, that I'm not the monster he thinks I am, which I'm a little afraid he's right about that. What threat can you take care of?
Something pursues you. I have seen it.
You've literally seen it? You know it? You've seen it?
I do. And again, it has your scent.
Oh, that I knew, trust me.
I will distract it. Keep it busy, chasing the wrong rabbit. It is not about my safety. It is about the continuation of the cycle and this world that depends on it.
What if this world doesn't continue? This world isn't that great anyway.
Not all of us have another world to call home.
I don't have another world to call home either. Not anymore.
Then perhaps it is in your best interest to keep this one going as well.
And I'll look down at my ring, at Bert's ring, and remember that he sacrificed himself for me. And then I'll think about Michael and our weird friendship, but a friendship. And then I'll think about Solomon as well. And then I will think about Crispin and the friendship we used to have and the budding romance relationship we had. And very specifically, I will think back to the night where we called. And I don't remember who called who because we were texting. I fell asleep on the call with him. It was the first night that I'd slept soundly since being forced out of the Fey realms. And I will take very shaky breath and square my shoulders and say, I can't promise that I will be successful. I promise that I will do everything in my power to try. Will do what I can for Crispin. And I guess to save this world in the process.
There's a little bit of relief and gratitude that graces Scarlet's face. There's a sense that she's been alone in this, with this weight, and even just your promise to try makes her feel like she has an ally. She steps closer to the point where you can feel her bustled skirts against your thighs. You do this, and I will protect you.
What's the deal then?
Close your eyes.
We're on a trusting kick today. I'll do it. Nervously, but things can't get any weirder.
You feel a cold, almost like a cold mist, settle around you, chilling every part of your being. But there's an energy in that mist that permeates you. It enters you, touching you to your very core. There is a moment where that energy is discordant, other, feels different, but then it shifts and begins to harmonize. And this feeling of this glow washes through you. It is comforting and it is intimate and lingers until that song fades, the mist departs, leaving you maybe a little chilled, but otherwise unharmed, and maybe still buzzing a little bit with that energy.
I will open my eyes.
Scarlet is still standing in front of you, though she also opens her eyes briefly after you do with a shaky sigh. Her eyes meet yours, and she asks you a simple question, and your answer, whatever it's going to be, there's an urge to answer honestly and directly. What do you live for?
Saline will be silent for a long moment before saying, my friends and my family. Well, lately it's been myself, but I don't think I would have been fighting so hard if it weren't for them.
As you finish your answer, that urge to be honest pulls a question to the forefront of your mind. What is it? To give you better context, the question is about Scarlet. So that's the focus of the question.
So a question about Scarlet comes to the forefront of my mind. I think my question is, why me? Why is she choosing me? Why is she helping me? Because I don't feel that I have much to offer her, and clearly she has a lot to offer. And she can do magic and shit. So it's like a why is she choosing me? What makes this so important to her in choosing me to do this?
Well, which is it? That's two different questions.
Oh, sorry. Then just like, we'll go with my first line of thought.
Because you are the key. And with that, she will hurry out of the art room.
What the fuck? Questions and more questions and never any answers.
All the questions. Where's everybody else during lunch? And is Saline going to reach out to anybody else?
Well, Michael was supposed to show up there too, so I imagine maybe this is where Michael comes in to the art room.
Mm-hmm.
Like gliding in classic Michael fashion. Like you don't see, like the camera view is just like waist up, so he's just sliding. You can't see him actually moving his legs. William behind, sort of scuttling furtively.
Who was that? New girlfriend?
Sure, something like that.
Ooh.
Saline is clearly stressed, but not in the, like, way you've seen her stressed before with, there's something hunting me, because that has more like a paranoia fear. That seems to have dissipated, at least for the time being, and it is like, the literal weight of the world is on this girl's shoulders, because it literally is.
Yeah, I think for once seeing that you're not racked with existential dread gives Michael pause.
Really? Shocking.
Are you okay?
Oh, no, not really. But I'm not sure there's much you can do right now. Scarlet didn't tell me, like, not to tell anyone, right?
She did not.
And I didn't get that vibe from her.
She didn't mention anything of it, so...
Okay.
Just as a side note, 2 of the 3 strings that the hunter has on you are gone.
Wow.
Oh, damn. I've never gotten it this low. But I don't know where those 2 strings are. I mean, I have a theory. But, like, I don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool, maybe I can get some sleep. Anyway.
Are you okay?
We need to talk. But not just us. I think Solomon should be there too.
I'll text him.
And I've already got my phone out. Like, hey, Solomon. Art room.
Who else? Do we need the boy? The dumb boy?
Not yet.
Okay.
But we need to fix things with him. I need to fix things with him.
Wow. I'm impressed. That growth, progress, character development.
Well, apparently the fate of the world rests on me doing so I wouldn't give me that much credit.
To be a teenager.
I stare at Michael and I'm just like, look at me. I mean, literally, I'm not overreacting right now. I mean, literally, the weight of the world, the fate of the world rests upon it.
Yeah, this isn't your usual histrionics. What's going on?
I will explain when Solomon is here, to the best of my ability.
Okay, fine.
I feel like that's when I walk in, open the door. There's like a half-eaten hamburger in my hands and also like 3 French fries hanging out of my mouth.
Do you ever stop? How do you stay thin? I don't...
I got a fast metabolism.
Clearly. Anyways.
Wolf metabolism. It's a whole thing. Anyway. What's going on? Why do you need me?
Ask her.
Great. And now that we're all here, Solomon, you'd also notice the change with Saline of like, since you've known her, she seems hunted. She seems haggard. She's always looking over her shoulder. She is jittery. She is anxious. She is stressed, but in a way of like, she is constantly fearing for her life. This is the first time you have ever seen her where she doesn't seem to be actively fearing for her life.
Did you stop the thing?
For now.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
Wait, which thing? The girl fight or...
Everyone will just pause.
Yeah, okay.
Go fight.
I will explain. And to the best of my ability, I will explain what happened with Scarlet and that I know. And so, I will explain all that happened with Scarlet. I will specifically make sure Michael knows she knew Bert, and I think she's also a Reaper. The Abyss didn't give me a for sure answer, except for yeah, I'm pretty sure. But I've been wrong before, so I don't want to jinx anything. So I will just kind of run down everything that happened with Scarlet, but very much so put emphasis on, I know that I don't have to worry about what's hunting me right now. I feel it, it's different. But my focus, our focus, has to be getting Crispin back. Because he is being used by something, and the literal fate of the world apparently rests on us being able to bring him back to us. Because he is a huge threat right now, though I don't think he knows it yet.
Let me get this straight. So you want to keep Crispin away from Sera Paisley? Is that what's going on?
I mean, yes, we definitely need to keep them away from each other, though I don't think that will be hard to do. He does not like her.
I mean, no one really likes her. She's terrible.
I got a date with her on Saturday.
Oh, right, double date. That'll be fun.
You're going on a double date with... I'm sorry, a date with Sera Paisley? That seems like a terrible idea.
Exactly.
Maybe you can get some information out of her. I don't know about what.
You can just, kill her or something.
Well, that escalated, but...
Well, I mean, if the whole thing is that if they come together, then it's a bad thing. If we just take one of them out, then it won't be a thing anymore, right?
The logic is sound. Also, can we just pause for a moment? 3 weeks ago, I thought I was the only one with weird stuff going on, and now it's like everybody in school. What is happening?
I don't know.
William's the only normal one.
Well, he's dating you. He can't be that normal.
I guess. I'm confused.
Yeah, yes, William, okay, and he points to Solomon. Werewolf? And then he points to Saline. Not sure, but also strange.
I'm not sure. Told you what I am.
Yeah, but he doesn't know how much you want William to know, and he knows Solomon doesn't give a crap.
Okay, I will look at both Solomon and William and just go, I'm Fae. I'm half Fae. The Fae are real, in case you didn't know.
Okay, there it is.
Is it not good that you know my name then? Is it a bad thing?
Oh, I never thought about that.
Huh.
I'm not full Fae. I don't do that stuff.
Oh.
I mean, I guess I could if I wanted, but I've spent most of my life in the mortal realm, not the Fae realm.
Right.
Solomon isn't my real name. Ooh.
Right, sure, sweetie. But then there's also whatever's going on with Crispin, and then there's Barbara, which I just had a weird moment with her a little while ago, and then there's Sera Paisley, and then, of course, oh my god, what is her name? The one you just had the moment with?
Scarlet.
Scarlet? Yeah, there's Scarlet. Who else has got the weird going on?
Dr. Miller, the person that Solomon and Crispin now live with.
Right. Yeah, the change in Crispin happens right around the time he moves in, right?
It's suspicious to say the least.
This may be worth mentioning. I moved in with Dr. Miller because she appeared in my home in the forest woods. I was fully, for lack of a better word, wolfed out at the time. She didn't seem fazed by it at all.
It seems suspicious. Everything about Dr. Miller has seemed suspicious. I don't trust her, though.
And given that things are odd, and Crispin and Barbara seemed to have a strange relationship, Barbara was trying to tempt me to feed, which was quite, disconcerting.
She knows what you are?
Yes, she wanted me to feed on her, but there's something wrong with her. She has no pulse.
So okay, so you're dead, and Barbara's also dead, but you're alive. You're both the living dead.
Well, I don't know what she is. She wouldn't say. She just said she was nothing. But that could be low self-esteem for all I know.
Question, OOC.
Yes.
I've talked to Barbara once before.
Yes.
What was the vibe I picked up off of her the last time?
If I remember correctly, you did attempt to scent her when you were in yearbook and got pretty much what Michael got, which was muted everything.
So then Solomon will say, to be fair, no, she's weird. I talked to her once, I was pissed off at Crispin. Convinced her to leave, to, essentially not ever talk to Crispin again. I'm not sure how that's going, though. She might not. Yeah, she's weird.
He's changed as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has anything to do with the change in Crispin, but she's changed as well.
Considerably less bossy and obnoxious. Somehow I prefer the way she was.
It's concerning. Never thought I'd miss it.
I would like to try a thing here. I would like to gaze into the abyss.
I was actually thinking of doing the same.
Okay.
To see if somehow Solomon might have any inkling as to what sort of supernatural Barbara might be.
Go ahead and roll your dark.
This is going to be a good time, because my dark is -1. It's alright, though. It's fine.
Just roll really well.
I'll just roll good. I just roll good. That's the key.
Double sixes.
I rolled a 1 and a 4. And a -1, so 4.
Mark experience.
I believe that is my last experience, though, so I get to get a new thing.
Oh, so you get an advancement. Is that your third?
Yes, because I have 2 check marks here.
Without proper sensory input, her scent, how she moves, everything is just so muted that nothing comes to mind. You don't have the information to tell.
I have to get close, maybe, to her to see if I could sense anything again.
So maybe there's just too many things to focus on. My focus has to be on Crispin. And I'll point to Solomon. Have a date with Sera Paisley on Saturday. And I'll point at Michael. And you're going to...
Yes. You also have a potential fight at the flagpole with a group of girls?
A little fight?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think I'm safe for now. I do need to watch my back with Sera Paisley. I will keep you updated.
Okay.
I think I should reach out to Crispin and see if maybe he'll meet me on Saturday. Maybe we can at least talk. I don't know, that's the best plan I have right now. If anyone has literally any other suggestion, I am open to it.
I also think we need more information on Dr. Miller. She seems to be central here.
Solomon lives with her.
To be fair, I haven't seen her in a while.
Alright, there goes that plan.
Could try to think she's some sort of doctor or something, like a therapist. I don't know.
She's definitely a therapist. She was Crispin's therapist. Which is really weird that he now lives with her.
Yeah, that's an ethics problem.
Yep. All types of... Yep. We're just not gonna think about that. Maybe Crispin will tell me about her. Maybe I can ask it in a way where I know you're living with someone but not your parents. Tell me about that, and maybe I can glean something from him about her. It's the best idea I have.
And then Michael actually pauses and looks over his shoulder. William, think we can get information about anything odd going on around town from your dad?
I have asked to borrow some of his previous examination reports, autopsies and otherwise. I think it would be within the realm of believability that I'm looking for a school project.
I adore what a weirdo you are. Also, yes, I have a feeling we might discover something if we start looking outside of our own circle. Thanks.
Of course. I'm going to fade out on the scene from there, and whatever other plans that you want to make. Crispin, you are eating in the lunchroom, and Sera and her cadre sit down across from you.
Without looking up from my lunch, I will address Sera and just go, near one without the others. Must get awfully cramped when you all try to go to sleep in the same twin bed.
At least I have my small army. Unlike some, you seem really behind the eight ball. And strangely confrontational. I thought we were on the same side.
I don't think it's all that strange. You know who I am.
I do.
Confrontation is kind of my thing.
That's fair. And actually, that's why I'm here now. I have a favor to ask.
You want to ask me a favor after your little performance this morning?
Well, if we're going on the basis that conflict is just your thing, then there's no hard feelings.
Crispin will lean over to her in what, from outside the confines of the table, might look as a cozy gesture. And he will stare her down and just go, "You'll find a lot of things about me have become hard, and not in a fun way," when she starts to smirk. "I'm not here for your entertainment or theatrics. You want to fuck around with your little posse? Go right ahead. I don't really care. But you will leave Saline out of it." What am I rolling?
Shut someone down?
Yeah, that feels right. 10.
Ooh.
I'm good at this now.
So another string? Is that your choice? String, give her a condition, or forward?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to give her a condition.
Okay, what's the condition?
Tail between my legs.
Ooh. Okay. She is significantly cowed, glancing to her left and right at her friends who are wide-eyed and wondering what's about to happen. You know, we're not supposed to be at odds. We're supposed to be on the same team. It's not even Saline that I came to talk to you about.
Good. What do you want?
Have you ever been to the gym?
No. Do I look like someone who goes to the gym?
Well, perhaps you find yourself at the gym at 8 o'clock on Saturday.
And why would I do that?
I heard about your spectacle in your book club, and I need a repeat performance.
Excuse me?
I'm going to get in a fight.
And why do you need me for that?
I need you for what you are, for your influence.
What, your little sleepover club isn't enough?
I have a certain persuasion, charm that bring followers to me. Nothing aggressive and violence like yours.
Charm, I think, is a strong word, but I am picking up what you're putting down. Fine. I'll be there.
Wonderful.
Before he leans away, do anything to Saline again without explicit instructions, and it'll be the last thing you do. As I lean away, is Ella here?
She is.
I'm going to stand up, leaving Sera where she is, and I am going to look to Ella and say, "You, with me." And I'm going to throw out my lunch tray and exit the cafeteria with Ella in tow.
Ella looks to Sera, who looks to you, then back to Ella, and gives a nod. And Ella, taking the permission, follows you.
Your time following her is done. She's, for lack of a better word, a toxic influence. If you are so insistent on being such a follower, there's someone I want you to meet. And we're going to leave school. I drove the Hummer today, and I'm going to take Ella home with me.
I'm going to need you to roll something.
And if I'm fucking with your plans, I'm so sorry.
No, you're not. I'm going to need either a hot or cold, depending on what kind of energy you're putting off.
This feels like cheating, but I feel like I have to go with cold, just considering what just happened with Sera.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, it's not cheating. I think that's a proper vibe.
That's a 6.
I can't really go anywhere. If my dad found out, I'd be in even bigger trouble than I already am.
Got it. Can I gaze into the abyss? So my dark is 3 when gazing into the abyss to determine what someone is afraid to lose.
Okay.
That's a 12.
Ella, in her time with Sera and the popular group, has become addicted. Not just to any or whatever drugs that Sera has gotten her on, but to the popularity, to what she perceives as having friends that have her back and won't abandon her.
Got it. In that case, because she won't willingly go with me right now, and I'm not going to make a big scene of it in the middle of the school day, I will lean back against the wall in what I hope is a cool guy fashion, and I'll look at her and say, okay, fair enough. We wouldn't want to get you in trouble with Daddy Dearest. So here's what we're going to do instead. You're going to go back to your little friends, okay? You're going to listen more than you speak, and you're going to tell me everything that Sera does. And when I call you, you're going to come. Is that clear? Otherwise, I will ruin you in Sera's eyes. And she will never look at you again. You will be the biggest pariah this school has ever seen. Okay? And I will take out my phone, create contact, and hand her the phone to put her number in.
Give me a shut someone down.
Bless. That's a 12. Doing good at things now.
Your dice are on fire today.
I've had a couple of good dice days. It's gonna come back. Statistically, I'm gonna have a real bad day. I'm gonna die.
So, string, condition, or forward?
I mean, I think I gotta take a string.
Of course you do. Seems only apropos.
It feels dumb not to.
Yeah. She takes the phone and enters her number, shoving it back at you. Fine.
I will chuck her under the chin in a very condescending way and just say, chin up, little lamb. Everything's gonna be just fine.
She flinches away from your touch and scurries back into the lunchroom, casting glances over her shoulder at you.
Before she is fully out of earshot, I'm gonna call after her. And call your sister. She worries. I will take out my phone and I will compose a text message to Dr. Miller. And all it says is wheels are in motion.
You will receive excellent in return.
Thank you, scary mommy. I don't actually text that.
What you got, Saline?
At the same time as this is ending, I'm assuming lunch is pretty much coming to an end.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send Crispin a text because I don't know any of the things that just happened. So mad right now. Asking if he is available to hang out on Saturday, and I will kind of over-explain, as I'm wont to do with him in particular, that I don't like where things are with us. I don't like the way we left things after the party. I would like to just talk if he's up for it as well.
It takes a few minutes to get a response because I think your text comes in right after the one from Dr. Miller, and there's a little bit of emotional dissonance there that he has to sit in before he can push it away. And he'll just respond, well, I'm busy in the evening, but we could do lunch or a walk if you want. Maybe not the lighthouse, though.
She will kind of send kind of a very lackluster, haha, yeah, probably not there. If this conversation was happening in person, they're just like awkwardly standing there, like swaying, talking to each other.
Yeah, it'd be real bad.
Yeah, that's the vibes that are happening over text as well. So just like, yeah, haha, yeah, like agreed, not there. And then she'll send back, lunch and a walk sound great. Just, I'll let you decide on the place, where and what time, and I'll meet you there.
Actually, why don't I pick you up? 11:30. We'll head to Videldia.
I will send a thumbs up. Does Chris? No, I'm not living at home. I can't remember if that's something that I told him.
Now that you mention it, yeah, we're not really in a sharing place, so I don't know that
I know Michael knows. I don't know that Solomon does.
Yeah, I don't think you've shared that with Crispin or Solomon.
Yeah. Oh, Solomon, I don't really feel like it matters. He doesn't really care. Okay. So then I'll send a thumbs up, and then I'll send the location for the tattoo parlor and like the name of it, and just say like, I'm currently staying with some friends here.
You'll just get back a thumbs up emoji, and I will add that address to your contact in my phone, because one habit I have retained is a fastidious sense of organization. I definitely did label the milk carton that Solomon drank out of and added milk to the grocery list. I think Crispin toys with the idea of saying something about Ella, about warning her away from Sera, but he doesn't know how he would explain any of it, so he just doesn't.
Yeah, I won't say anything else except for maybe a like, see you Saturday, but not really gonna say anything else.
And this is still Monday?
Yep.
Cool, so we have 4 days of classes to just sit awkwardly next to each other.
Yep.
Thank you to the Tabletop Talespinners Network and director Emma Kocar for our home and your endless support. My love, as always, to my amazing cast. Abby Marie Carter as Saline, Extell as Solomon, Juicy Garland as Michael, and Kat Kelly as Crispin. I have been your MC and producer, Mistress Winter. If you would like to connect with us on social media, our tags are in the show notes. And thank you, our listeners, for your continued support. While we have so much fun creating this story, you give it purpose, and we are so grateful to you for that. Until next time, may your hearts find safety and love in this increasingly crazy world. Chat with you soon. This has been a tale from the Tabletop Talespinners Network.